For most of the issues that matter in politics, it's really worth spending the time and attention on your local government because that has so much say in how government and politics actually affects your life. Not what's going on in DC, but what's happening in your municipality, in your state. Here in Nassau County, there is a big election next week, next Tuesday, between for the county executive, the Nassau County executive, between Bruce Blakeman, the Republican incumbent, and Seth Koslow, the Democratic challenger. Nassau County has flipped Republican in recent years in the presidential election, and the county is shifting more Republican. I want to spend a few videos going through the big issues that are affecting Nassau County government and this race between Bruce Blakeman and Seth Koslow. Now, it's worth mentioning that Bruce Blakeman is a rising star in Republican politics. He definitely has his eyes set on the governor's mansion next year. And so that's a big part of the politics. But I want to go through issue by issue on what matters to Nassau County government. Because there's not a whole lot of information out there, and I think it's worthwhile for the people who care about politics, who study politics, who follow politics. Like these are the issues that actually matter to your life. So in Nassau County government, the first issue I want to talk about is property taxes because the Nassau County has ranks among the highest taxed areas in the entire country. It is a major driver of the cost of living in Nassau County, and any small assessment or change to property taxes has a massive impact to affordability in the county. A few years ago, under Democrat rule, there was a increase in property taxes that led to massive blowback against the Democrats. And what was implemented was the Taxpayer Protection Program, or the TPP, which had phased in increases of based on a countywide reassessment of property taxes. That expired in 2025, which has led many homeowners to all of a sudden suddenly be exposed to market valuations and steep jumps in their property taxes. Um, of your property taxes, school taxes, or of your local taxes, of local government spending, uh, so much of that comes from school spending, though the county executive race does not have complete control over that. That is controlled by school districts. Nassau's budget remains under the oversight of the Nassau Interim Finance Authority, or the NIFA, meaning whoever wins needs to navigate strict spending limits through that governing board and state supervision. Bruce Blakeman's record and message is very simple. He says that there have not been any county tax increases under his watch, and that is true. He says he's protected taxpayers while not increasing debt for the county. That said, while that is true, Bruce Blakeman has achieved that by dipping into a lot of the county's reserves. And so while he has reduced debt and has improved the credit rating of the county, it was done by dipping into our reserves. He's also done a few different accounting gimmicks that have allowed him to do that, to allow him to have that talking point. Part of the property taxes and taxes in general in Nassau County has to do with the good governance of it and whether he's letting costs rise elsewhere, whether it's through fees or assessments or contracts that are not a direct tax, but lead to the increase in our tax bills in a subtle way. Media scrutiny has been focused on no bid contracts under his administration, notably an $8,000 a month contract to former Congressman Peter King for counterterrorism consulting, really just a giveaway to obviously a political ally of his. And so some residents feel like a lot of the accounting of the county has been opaque and needs more transparency. Now, the Democratic challenger, Seth Koslow, he's a newcomer to politics. He's in his first term in county government. He is running as a fiscal watchdog, promising to make Nassau County affordable, right? To focus on affordability, and he wants to do so by mirroring the no county tax increase pledge of Bruce Blakeman, while also saying that he wants more efficiency and transparency in government. That he wants a comprehensive audit of county spending and contracts. And he says that he wants to give homeowners the ability to help more homeowners grieve their property taxes without going through these companies that take a piece of the action. Many Nassau County homeowners grieve their property taxes, and the way they do that, the process is through these companies that specialize in this, and they take a piece of their savings. Now, those companies have immense political connections to county government, and so it's a revolving door. And Seth Koslow wants to end that. He's also framed Bruce Blakeman as a political insider who has favored his cronies like Peter King. And so part of his pitch is not only is he going to not increase property taxes, but he also wants to provide more transparency in government as a fiscal watchdog. So this big debate on in county government is over property taxes is really about what the future of government expenditures are and how much money is being brought in without raising taxes on what is already among the highest taxed county in the country.